Everyone, it's been a while, but now I'm back, and today I would like to tell you about one of the things that I bought this month. November was full of new purchases because it's a month of a Black Friday and many deals. So yeah, I spent a lot, but I got some very exciting stuff. So this one is not very well known around the world, unfortunately, because it seems to be such an interesting indie brand, and the name is Tammy Tanuka. So I got two very small palettes from them, this one and this one. So one has a snake on it and another one has a fox. I also have some loose pigments from them. They send stuff in the packages like this, which are very cute. So without further ado, let's do some makeup and see what is Tammy Tanuka like. We're going to start with the tiniest palette I've ever gotten, and this one is called Playful Grass Snake. The color story is beautiful green, and it's got some duochrome shades, I think at least this one. Unfortunately, they don't have the names for them. They do have numbers from them on the back. You can see the numbers, but yeah, the name is so cute. Playful Grass Snake. Would be nice if they had names for each refill as well. As I said, this one is very tiny. It only has 3 grams of product in it, which is a shame because if it's so good, then I would want more of it, obviously. But let's see if it's actually that good. I think I'm gonna make a very bright look because, as you can see, there are 2 mattes. One is the darker one to go in the crease, and another one is this beautiful pale olive for blending. These are 2 satin colors. I feel like these 2 are duochromes because this one right now in camera I can see it as brown, but it's not brown at all. It's actually quite green. And this one is I can see it as a bright blue right now, but in camera it's quite bright green, just like grass green. So let's see what we can do with it. Actually, even though there are only 6 shades here, now I'm thinking like you can create at least like, you know, 2-3 looks with it. I'm gonna first apply the darkest color, this one, which is 100. I'm gonna open their website because Tammy Tanuka, it's the brand that has a really huge variety of the eyeshadows right now, or like different colors. They started in 2012, so it's not that new, but also it hasn't developed as much as I would want it to develop. And I think that's because they don't really do collaborations and their marketing strategy maybe is not so good. I think many people would like their products if they were just a little bit more open to the world, like to the YouTube bloggers and stuff like that. They don't have so many palettes, but they have a huge variety of singles, both loose pigments and pressed ones. When they do their loose pigments, they give beautiful names, and they even create a story for every single shade, and they have like probably more than 200 now. But when they press their eyeshadows, for some reason they just give them a number, but some of them are corresponding colors. 100, this one, the darkest one, is based on Comforted by Wade's Dark Turquoise Classic Formula. They have really beautiful names because Tammy Tanuka is actually the name of the founder of the brand. She is the woman who created this brand quite accidentally. I read her story. She was working in a makeup store, and it was like 2012, so it was the times of so many eyeshadow palettes from China. The eyeshadow palettes that would have like, you know, more than 100 different shades in them, but then also like they wouldn't be like too pigmented, the quality will be quite questionable, so people like they would buy it for like the idea of having such a variety of colors, but then those colors didn't do much. She decided that she wants to try and create her own eyeshadows, like the colors that would work for her. So she ordered like DIY kit from the USA that had all the ingredients and all of the like basic tools that you need to mix and press your own eyeshadows. She was just creating some like blending, mixing some for herself and her friends, and later on she developed it into a brand. But the thing is, she's also an artist, so she would like draw art and create stories behind like every color, behind every shade. And so now Tammy Tanuka is kind of like a brand with its own fantasy universe, and that's why most of their products, like loose pigments for example, they have their own names, and those names are not very simple. Obviously, like Comforted by Waves, it's not a simple name, and it's very beautiful. We're not going to go like too much into it and read every single story because it will take us forever, but I feel like it's a very interesting concept. Yeah, let's do it. Let's apply it finally. It's quite exciting but also a bit scary because I tried them already, and the one thing I want to say is that these eyeshadows are quite pigmented, like quite pigmented, so be careful. And also they don't have a huge fallout, but they could have some, and since they're so pigmented it could be very difficult to fix. See, I feel like I already put so much. Yeah, like something like that. Maybe I'm gonna go with like a more extended form. And so now I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush and just blend the edges out a little bit with the same brush, actually, because I don't really have much product on it. And this is such a good brush, but I washed it and it kind of became much fluffier than it used to be. And this one is like the natural bristles. Blending olive shade. Okay. Ooh, they go really well together, even though I might change the brush. I think like I ruined my brush. They blend really well, these eyeshadows, I must say. But to be honest, the natural bristles make the eyeshadows, like in the pan, they make them so loose. In real life, I don't see any patches, but I feel like in the camera, I can see some. Could be the primer. Maybe I didn't apply it very well. So something like that. Not sure if it looks good in the camera. It looks good in real life. Okay, and over here I'm going to just fix it with a clean brush. Alright, that's it. That's it. I think I'll stop right here, or if I do more, I might regret it. Because in the mirror, I mean, in real life, it looks good, but for some reason in the camera, I don't like it 100%. Alright, and now, so I would like to show you the olive color, how loose it became, and it's because of the natural brush that I have. I'm gonna swatch these two and we'll decide which one I'm going to put over here, because both of them are quite beautiful. But before we do that, actually, maybe let me put some of the olive color over here as well, so it doesn't look this naked. Alright, so with the darker one, so this one is 100 and it says it's based on drawing with light and shadow. They recommend to use it underneath this one. I'm gonna do all of the lower lid, and then closer to the inner corner, I'm gonna also apply this one on top to see what they mean. Like, why do they recommend to use this one on top of this one? Yes, I think then I have a pretty good idea of what to do with it. The pigment is crazy, but I got some in my eye, now I'm gonna cry. It's a very beautiful color. The one that they recommend to put on top. Right now it looks amazing on the lower lid as well, and yeah, they're right on its own. So over here I didn't really have this shade, so on its own it looks very bright, like salad green, but like with the metallic sheen to it. But then over here it looks like like almost like dragon skin. It looks absolutely beautiful, but yeah, quite messy to be honest. I'm not gonna argue. A lot of fallout and it's a very pigmented color, so I will have to spend some time getting it off. Good that I only had concealer glasses on me. By the way, the package, so they send it in this. I put it back together to show you, but it's basically just, you know, packing paper with little ribbon on it, but it goes well with the color story. You know, tiny detail that makes it so cute. I'm going to swatch these two because they look like duochromes to me. So I'm gonna decide which one I'm going to apply over here, or maybe I'm gonna apply them both. 096, this one. Oh, this one is extra. So their extras are like, let's say, the most difficult shades, the one that require like some special ingredients or whatever. They're difficult to make, so they are more expensive if you buy them as singles. So this one is an extra shade. It's close but not a corresponding shade to Understanding the Whisper of the Reed. Low contrast chromatic shade of a grass olive color with tangerine flashes. Perfect for everyday makeup. It looks much brighter when applied wet. Combine it with 100 to create an evening look. 100 is the dark one, so I guess you can create a really nice smoky eye with it. All right, let me get some water. We'll apply it wet. Let's pick a brush. More like maybe a flat brush. Oh wow. Oh, I didn't even swatch the other one. I mean, this one alone is why I love makeup. It's like brown, it's green, but it's also a little gold. All right, and so the last one that we haven't tried, but I can vouch for it. It's also very beautiful, this one. So this is 099. Oh, it's also extra. Based on Awakening, dense green changes its color from bright grass to thick blue. They recommend applying it on the top of 101, which is this one. I'm gonna apply a little bit. I mean, why not? Let's apply it here. Oh, yeah. Can you see? Oh my god. It reminds me of dragon skin a lot. So it is a playful grass snake, you know, this palette, but it also looks a lot like a dragon. All right, and a lighter shade in the corner. That's done. I think that's the makeup. All right, let me clean it up. Let me put on some eyeliner and I'll come back and we'll do the second eye. Alright, so I put some eyelashes and I did the eyeliner, and I realized I never turned on the microphone when I was filming the part before. I mean, the sound is still there, it's just not as good, but from now on I'm gonna be using a microphone, so I hope the sound is better for the rest of the video. So we are going to now go into Naughty Shabby Fox. Interesting name. It has this like ginger orange story, but it also has this interesting shade called Trickster. To be honest, so far I really love the Playful Grass Snake palette, but also to me, even though it has like probably like one of my favorite shades, I really like green. Also, it's not an everyday palette. Of course, you can just go a little bit less with it and you can make it an everyday makeup look, but I really love it. And even though like I put some into my waterline and I'm still crying a little bit, I'm gonna stay strong until the end of the recording. With this palette, I think it's much easier to go for an everyday look. To be honest, I've been wearing it. So I would say if I had to choose my favorite palette right now, I would choose this one. Even though it's just a small palette that has 6 shades, when you look at it like that, some of them look the same even, you know, but it's just so nice on the eyes and it's quite easy to apply. So I'm not gonna go into the names, I'm just gonna do it. Let's start with this one. Oh, and by the way, so this one I done with the primer from Kaleidos. This one is just concealer. I mean, like there are different eyeshadow palettes, I know, but same brand. I just want you to see that the shades are still quite pigmented even without the eye primer. But definitely they're just gonna hold better, I mean for longer, if you're using an eye primer. Again, a little bit of fallout. It wasn't very difficult to clean. It's just something that I wish I didn't have to do, to be honest, but it's not a big deal. With the lighter shades in the palette, right away I'm just blending out the darker one. It's quite pigmented as well, so to be honest, I used other eyeshadows to complement this palette to make it lighter, even though I like bright look, but sometimes I just want something less. I mean, even in life, to be honest, there is not much difference between them, but this one, the crease looks deeper because of the darker shade and they blend out quite nicely. Trickster, the light green one, is definitely going into the corner of the eye, but I'm wondering about this one in the opposite corner. I mean, they also are saying that this one will be good in the inner corner. Let's at least swatch this one to see what it's all about. Wow, so beautiful. I mean, I'm just out of words. Now I don't know what to do. Let's go with this one, pink orange duochrome, and also we have ginger metallic. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the ginger metallic over here, and then closer to the inner corner I'm gonna put pink orange duochrome. I mean, I know that like it's not gonna be seen as much on the lower lid. It's not gonna show us its full potential. Look at this though, how bright it is. Yeah, you can't really see it, unfortunately. Let's swatch it. I'm gonna put it next to this one. Yeah, so it's very ginger and like not very bright, but pink color like this. Very beautiful. So it's over here, but you can't really see it. I mean, like I can see a little bit that sometimes it changes in a more pink color rather than ginger. Here we've got ginger metallic, which looks amazing. It's time for this one, and I'm going to put it over my lid, and Trickster will go into the inner corner. It goes onto the brush very easily and applies quite well. The one thing that I like about these eyeshadows, and especially these duochromes, is that their texture is very light. Because like for example, Odin's Eye, the one that I really love, it's quite flaky, and even though it looks very beautiful on the eye, but it feels like you put a very thick layer. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. No, not everything, but yeah, like this eye is crying so much because when I was applying eyeshadows, I got so much into my eye that now like they just wouldn't stop watering, and I was trying to clean it up, but it only made it worse, so I'm just gonna clean it up later. So it's time for the Trickster then, and we are done. Is gonna go into the inner corner, and you will see how beautiful and bright it is. And what I like to do is kind of like, you know, do this, and it adds like a very nice element to the makeup, and it goes really well with this not very bright duochrome. On my hand it looks so much better. Maybe it just doesn't look very good over the other eyeshadow, not sure, but Trickster looks absolutely gorgeous. So the idea is you can just combine these 5 in different ways, and this one should always go in a corner, or sometimes this one can go in a corner as well. But yeah, these 2, and especially this one for the corner, are just ideal. Like I would buy this one as a single because I will probably use it even for this makeup. I can put it in a corner of my head and it will look amazing. What I really like about this palette is that even though like all of it is in kind of ginger brown and orange story, but this Trickster, even though it's like so out of place when you look at this palette, but then on the eye it goes really well with the other colors. I'm gonna just finish this eye, and then I'm gonna come back to you and also will show you the loose pigments that I got from the brand. Alright, so this is the final look. Two different eyes with two different palettes. Playful Grass Snake, Naughty Shabby Fox. I would really like you to vote for whichever you like the most, and just please comment down below which one you like better. Just put a number, or you can even explain what you like about it. That will be even better. I would love to hear your opinion. I really enjoyed doing my makeup today. The Playful Grass Snake is a bit more difficult to apply because maybe it's brighter colors, they stand out more on my face. This one, I see it as a nude palette with a twist. This Trickster shade definitely gives it an interesting, unexpected twist. And even though it's not that bright, like on the eye, it's not as bright as in a palette, but it's brighter in real life for sure, rather than on camera. Camera eats some colors, but I definitely love both, and I'm happy with both. I like how they blend. I like how the mattes blend. At first, I wasn't really sure about blending over here. Now I don't really see any patches. And to me, the gradient looks very smooth. So yeah, I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'm just gonna tell you a few more things. It came in paper like this. A little bit of ASMR. Yeah, with a little ribbon. So that was the Playful Grass Snake. The Naughty Shabby Fox came in a package like this. It matches the color story. I also got a couple of things, so let's unpack together. All right, so it's just paper. And then inside, it's not a very beautiful box, but it gets the job done of keeping the eyeshadows safe. First, what we get is a pressed single, and it's called Calling of a Beast. Let me do it right here. Very beautiful, kind of like grayish brown color, but it's got like this like silver grayish sheen to it that looks very beautiful. I feel like it has some purple in it as well. What I like about Tammy Tanuka so far is that their eyeshadows are not simple, like the colors, they're quite complicated. Then also I got some loose pigments. You can order different formats. So this one I think is the biggest one, the one who overtook a tire. This is what it looks like. I think I tried it already, but I'm going to swatch for you as well just because it's out of this world. All right, so I don't know why it doesn't swatch. Like I swatched it before and it was so beautiful. So now these ones are smaller. I have Moon Phosphor. I don't want to open them because they're super small, these ones. All right, so this one is much better. I mean, like the pink is really bright in life, but it still looks beautiful on camera. Very tiny, almost like a tester. I mean, I think it is a tester. And I have one more chromatic elixir. I don't think you can see it this way, but very difficult to open, so I'm not going to, if you don't mind. I like that the brand has their own fantasy universe. You don't have to learn about it or, read about it. But if you are into stuff like that, if you don't maybe like owning a lot of makeup, but you like to own something special, that would be great. And I think anyways, it's more of an initiative from the owner. She started out this way. She started out by like creating a story for each of her eyeshadows, for each of her products. This brand definitely deserves further development. If you like indie brands, which one is your favorite? I wouldn't say Tammy Tanuka is my favorite one. Maybe right now I'm more into Odin's Eye and Kaleidos. By the way, I have Kaleidos highlighter on both sides. That's it for today. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.